Let's pretend you are a can of soda. Pop, kombucha, sparkling wine, your choice. When you're shaken, stress inside builds. One day you wake up late and your alarm never went off. Shake. Then somebody cuts you off in traffic. Shake. Now mom's in the passenger seat, slamming her imaginary brakes. Ah, we're gonna die. Shake. From the outside, you may look fine, totally drinkable. But inside, that pressure's building, waiting to explode. And if you don't release that pressure in a constructive way, your health can suffer. So how do you deal with pressure? Meditate, exercise, talk therapy? Absolutely. But sometimes it's not quite enough. Have art, music, or dance ever helped you release that pressure? If so, you may already know something that science is beginning to understand. The arts may matter in your health and wellness journey. Not a replacement for your doctor, psychologist, or medicine, but a helpful partner. For me, the arts have always been a kind of medicine. Growing up, when big feelings came, painting helped me through. When I was searching for confidence or joy, I found it in dance. But most profoundly, in my father's final moments, he was unresponsive. But when my family and I started to sing his favorite song, Bob Marley's One Love, something incredible happened. His hand moved. And in that moment, we knew that somehow everything was going to be all right. So it's no wonder I studied fine arts before medical school. The first cracked me open with color and expression. The second filled me with facts and rigor, so I could have really important conversations about blood pressure, heart disease, and ask, when was your last bowel movement? Torn between two worlds, I always wondered, could art and medicine come together to create something more powerful than either one on its own? And I have felt that power firsthand. Post-COVID, new city, and a brand new mom thinking, I love this little guy so much, but this is so much harder than medical training. My can was ready to explode and desperate for a release. So one day, I go to a Coldplay concert. When they launch into the song, A Sky Full of Stars, the arena erupts. 60,000 voices singing every lyric in unison as our wristbands blink in cosmic sync. All of us were strangers, yet for a moment, one voice under one sky. It honestly felt spiritual, cathartic, and it reignited my light. Have you ever felt reignited after a creative experience? Like expressive writing or singing or even building a sandcastle? If so, you may find this interesting. Human brains are wired for creativity, to connect dots and solve problems. And now neuroscience is beginning to understand how the creative arts also light up in our brains. And it starts with something a lot of people don't like to talk about: emotions. Humans and most animals have an emotional center in the brain called the limbic system. That's why when a sudden loud bang happens, both you and your cat feel the same jolt of fear. The cat bolts and hides under the bed until next Tuesday. But human brains come with a special upgrade: the ability to pause, think things through, and regulate what we feel. And that ability lies just behind your forehead in a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. It's why you say, "Okay, it's just the fireworks," while the cat's still filing an emotional damage report. But here's the twist. Our big human brains don't always handle emotions better than the cat. Sometimes we shut down, overthink, or pretend we're fine. Like back in the car, you feel like you're about to pop. All you want to do is yell at the guy that cut you off and tell your mom to chill out. But instead, you suppress everything and smile and clench your teeth. And this is a harmful emotional strategy. And when you rely on strategies like these over time, they're associated with worse health outcomes. On the other hand, healthier emotional strategies like mindfulness or reframing a setback, like deep breath, even though I'm really annoyed and Mom is being super melodramatic, she does have a point. I should drive slowly and get there safely. And healthier strategies like these are associated with improved health outcomes. So if we act like the scared cat or shove our feelings down until we're emotionally constipated, both extremes can be harmful. What we really need is both: the emotional brain to feel and the thinking brain to deal. And here's where the creative arts come in. They may not just activate reward circuits in our brain, but give stuck or stored emotions somewhere healthy to go. In a systematic review I led, brain imaging showed that some of the same networks involved in healthy emotional regulation, like mindfulness or reframing, also light up with the creative arts. Although we need more research to better understand these neural connections and their therapeutic potential, this evidence suggests that the arts may help us express, process, and regulate emotions in a healthy way. And I've tested this theory in real life. If you have a sibling, you can relate. One day, when I'm 16, I'm reaching for the last delicious chocolate chip cookie. But my younger sister, Tessa, somehow beats me to it. Do you know what she does? She picks up the cookie, looks right into my eyes, and licks it. Oh, gross, right? Screams crack the ceiling. Door slams shake the house. A hairbrush goes flying, along with raging hormones. But believe it or not, about an hour later, Tessa's strumming her guitar and singing our favorite song, Teenage Dirtbag. And I'm thinking, yes, she totally is a teenage dirtbag. But you know what? We are soon laughing, hugging, and singing together. Music helped our brains untangle those wild emotions and built a bridge between us. Think of it this way. The arts could be activating your built-in tool to help you feel, deal, and maybe even heal. And it's not just our brains. In fact, in 2019, the World Health Organization conducted a scoping review of over 900 studies of the role of arts in health. Their review suggested that the arts may play a role in the prevention, management, and treatment across a wide range of health issues, and could potentially be integrated into health and well-being strategies. Sure, we need more high-quality studies to confirm this and clarify which creative tools help which people. But for now, the emerging science suggests that the arts may do more than help us just feel better. They may also play a role in helping us get better. In medical school, I was taught the art of medicine, how to choose the right test for the right patient, how to balance evidence with empathy. But I always wondered, can we find medicine in the arts? Imagine a clinic where your care team includes a doctor, a nutritionist, and an art therapist, where painting is prescribed next to pills, where music, movement, and dance are part of your treatment plan. A space where medical science meets the creative heartbeat of humanity, all under one roof. Because I believe this is what balanced healthcare should look like. And I believe it so strongly that my lifelong vision for this space is now in motion. So stay tuned. Now, if you're thinking the arts, but I'm not creative, don't worry. You don't have to be Beyonce or Banksy. In fact, my study showed that just looking at Banksy or listening to Beyonce or Coldplay, known as passive arts engagement, is also associated with improved mental and physical well-being. If you can't help but move your body to para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia, or you lose track of time doodling, or even crocheting a hat for your cat, take a moment and notice, how do you feel afterward? Calmer? Lighter? Maybe even more you? If research suggests that these moments could have some health benefits, what could shift if you prioritize them like a daily prescription? What if healing doesn't only happen with what we put into our bodies, but in how we pour ourselves out every day? The creative arts aren't just for artists. They're for surviving siblings, traffic cutoffs, melodramatic moms, anger, hurt, stress, life. I believe the creative arts don't just complement, but have the potential to belong in healthcare. And that together we can use what we're creatively wired for to make the arts part of the prescription for a healthier world. Remember, life is always going to shake up your can. That is a given. So how will you release that pressure? And what can you create with words, music, art, or dance for your health and wellness journey today? Thank you.